Good day everyone, Mr. Cargill here with our next AutoCAD video. Now in this video we're going to be looking at this drawing right here, and this drawing shows a cycloid. And a cycloid is basically the path that is traced by a point on a circle which rolls along a straight line without slipping. So for example, if there is a car that is driving on a road and the road is straight and flat, if the tire of that car should pick up a nail or a thumbtack or something gets stuck in the tire, then the locus of that point, which would be a cycloid, would be the path taken by that point as the wheel makes one revolution on the road without slipping. Alright, so we're going to be doing this cycloid drawing right here. Now for this cycloid, we're going to make the rolling circle. We're going to make the diameter of the rolling circle 50 millimeters. Alright, so let's get into AutoCAD and start the drawing. Alright, so we're going to start with the circle. We're going to select a place to start, and the radius is going to be 25 since the diameter is 50. So type 25 and press enter. So here we have our circle. The next thing we're going to do is to divide the circle into 12 equal parts. So just select a line. Ensure that you have object snap turned on and you have quadrant turned on. Alright. So from this point here, from this quadrant, right to the center down to this quadrant, that is going to be our line. Then we're going to draw a horizontal line from this quadrant to this quadrant. Good. Alright, so now we're going to divide the circle into 12, and we're going to do that by clicking on these two lines and typing array, A-R-R-A-Y. It's going to come up. Alright, so we're going to select a polar array or array polar, and it says to specify the center point for the array. This is the center right here, the center of the circle. So just click in the center of the circle, and then it divides the circle into 12 equal parts. So now from here, the next thing we're going to do is to start numbering the circle. Alright, as you can see in the drawing right here, point 0 would be the point that is on the ground, because this is where it would start from. Alright, so we're going to label our circle the same way that this circle is labeled. So go to text, select a multi-line text, just click a place to start, create a little box, and then you are going to type, and I'm going to type 0. Alright, if when you type 0, if it's small, you can scale it by just clicking on the 0, alright, and type in scale. And if you type scale, if you click on the 0 and just type scale, S-C-A-L-E, alright, then click on that, you can make it as big as you want. If you want to make it twice the size, you can just type 2. If you want to make it smaller, you can type 0.5, 0.25 or whatever. And to make it bigger, you don't have to just type 2, you can type 2 if you want to make it twice the size, 4 or 5, depending on how big you want it to be. But for me, this is fine, so I'm not going to change the size. So I'm just going to move the 0 from here, and I'm going to move it to right here. So now I'm just going to copy this a bunch of times and bring it to each point, and then I'm going to change the value of the number. And I do this because to me it is easier to do this than to be writing the other numbers every time. So it's easier to just copy this and then change the values. But if you know a better way to do this, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Alright, so let me just get all the rest of these points. Alright, so that's 0. Now, if you realize, the next point is point 1 right here. And this is not going in a clockwise direction, it's going anti-clockwise. And this is why. If this wheel is rolling in a clockwise direction, as the arrow says right here, then if this is the first point to touch the ground, that means that this will be the next point. Then this, if this is rolling in, if this is moving forward like that. Alright, so point 1 is over here. So let's put in the values from 1 to 11. And if you already know how to do numbering, you can just skip the numbering part of the video, because all we're going to be doing now is to change the value for these numbers. All right, so this is 0.1 and 2. So we're going to change all these all the way to number 11. And the important thing about numbering, especially in a drawing like this that has a lot of lines, is that you will always know which line is which, so that you don't get confused and you don't mix up the lines. All right, because when we really get into this drawing, we're going to end up with quite a few lines, and if the lines are not numbered, then it would be easy to get confused. All right, so we have 2 more, 10 and 11. And it goes to 11 and not 12, because point 12 and 0 would be the same point. All right, so this is 11. All right, so from there, the next thing we're going to do is to find the length of the circumference of the circle. And to do that, we're going to use pi d, which is pi times the diameter, or you can use 2 pi r. So I'm going to select the calculator here, and yeah, so pi is 3.14, or right here. We can just use pi, the calculator here as pi. So we're going to select pi, and that is going to be pi times 50, since the diameter is 50, and that would equal to 157.07. But we're just going to make our line 157 for this drawing. All right, so let's make this 157. All right, let me select a ortho. Now, if you're wondering why we used 157 instead of 157.1, why we didn't round it up, it's because if you weren't using like a calculator like this that has pi in it, that has the full value for pi, then, and you just use 3.14, then you would end up with 157. So we're just going to use 157, because it's okay. That margin is so small that it doesn't make a difference. All right, so we're going to make this line 157, and then we're going to press enter. All right, so now we are going to divide this line into 12 equal parts. So we're going to type divide. So just type divide, and then it says select object to divide. So don't click on this line right here, since this is the line that we want to divide. It says enter number of segments. We want 12 segments. So type 12 and press enter. Now when you do that, you're not seeing the division points. So to see the division points, if you're not seeing them, type DDP, click on DDP type, and when you do that, you'll see all these symbols that you can use to represent your points. I normally use this one, and change the value from 5 to about 1, because 5 is sometimes too big. So here we have all our division points. So now we can label these points, and we're going to label them from 0 all the way to 12, the same way it is done in this drawing right here. All right, so let's do that. So this is 0 here, so let me just copy this. All right, so I'm going to copy 1, and you can turn off ortho here, and you can just turn off object snap for a minute, because you don't want the number to be snapping to these points. All right, so that's 2, 3. All right, so just copy this to all the points, including the last point. So that's this point right here. All right, so there we go. So now this is 0, this is 1. So that means that this is 2 here. So change this to 2. This would be 3. This is 4 right here. Then after that, we have 0.5. So 6, which is halfway. And when we continue the drawing, you're going to realize that point 6 is an important point, as it represents halfway through. Sometimes for drawings like these, where one half is equal to the next, it's sometimes okay to just do half, because if you can do half, that shows that you can do the next half as well. Alright, so this is number 10. This is number 11. And number 12. Alright, nice. So we have all our points labeled. So the next thing we're going to do is this. We're going to draw a line from point 6. Let me turn on back object snap and ortho. And this line is going to be 157, just like the line at the base. So type 157 and press enter. Now once we've done that, we are going to select a line. Alright. And we're going to bring that line to the different points down here. And I'm going to bring it to here. Bring it right up here to this point. To get this point, just ensure you have perpendicular turned on in object snap. So just ensure that you have perpendicular turned on right here. Alright. Now I can draw that line from all those points, but there is an easier way to do it. I can just measure this distance here from here to here. Let me see. And that distance is 13.0833. Alright, so 13.0833. So I can just select offset, and I can set the offset distance as 13.0833 and press enter. And now I can offset this from here, and it will go exactly to this point right here. Let me check, because sometimes, alright, so it's not exactly in the center. So to avoid any mishaps, I'm just going to draw them. I'm just going to draw the lines. Alright, so bring this up to this point here. Bring up all of these points. Bring it up to there. Bring this up as well. Yeah, sometimes when you're drawing your lines and so, or you're offsetting and you want something to be at a certain distance, it's good to zoom in to ensure that you are at the exact point, because sometimes it will look close, but it wouldn't be the exact point. Alright, so always ensure you're drawing your lines from the actual points that you want to draw them from, or where you should draw them from. Alright, so now we only have a few left. We only have 2 points left. Alright, points 10, well 3, 10, 11 and 12. And then finally point 12. Alright, there we go. So now from here, the next thing that we are going to do is to draw these horizontal lines through all these points: 7 and 5, 8 and 4, 9 and 3, 10 and 2, and 11 and 1. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so we're going to draw a line from 11 and bring it all the way over here. And we're going to do the same for point 10. Draw a line from 10, bring it all the way over here. Same thing for point 9. Point 9 is this line here, so I can just draw the line from here and bring it across to this point. From 8, this goes through 4 and goes all the way over here. So we're making like a grid. Alright, so from 7 through 5, and that goes to this point here. Alright, good. So now we are going to start plotting our points. Now the first point is here at 0 because it is on the ground. Alright, so to get the second point, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to find the different centers. All right, so to show you the different center points so you don't get confused, I am just going to do this. Let me turn off ortho and object snap. So this would be the center. All right, this point here would be center 2. This would be center 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, just like this drawing here. Let me see. So that's center. That's the center. Center 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I put something on the wrong line. Let me see. No, it's all good. So that's 0, 1, 2. All right, so that's good. So let me do this then. So this here, let me change the value of this and call this C for center. All right, so that's the center. This point right here would be C1 for center 1. All right, and we're just going to change the values all the way to 12. Again, if anyone in the comment section knows a faster way to go about labeling our points, then please do comment. All right, so that's 3. Let me ensure they're on the same point. Yeah, they're on the correct point. So now C4, 5, and 6, which represents the halfway line. 7, this is 8, so this is C8, this would be 9, 10 is right here, let me just copy this. Alright, this is 11. And then the final point is C12. Alright, so with that, we can now go about plotting our points. So to do that, we're going to select a circle. We're going to select this same circle right here. Alright, so I'm going to copy this circle. So I'm going to copy this circle. Let me turn on back ortho and object snap. And let me click on the center right here. Just ensure that you have midpoint turned on in object snap. And I'm going to click on the center here. And I'm going to drag this across to point 1. Alright, to C1. So I'm moving the center from C to C1 here. I'm going to also bring it across to C2. Alright, and I'm going to do that for all the points, all the other centers, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright, so because the circle is a bit too bright, circles are a bit too bright in the drawing, and it might make us confused, I'm just going to make them a bit darker so that we can still see our points and understand what we're working with, because we already have the points. It's just to identify them from this point. Alright, so let's make it a bit darker. So there we go. Alright, so to draw our actual cycloid, I'm going to select a bright green color. Select this green color here, and I'm going to type spline, S-P-L-I-N-E. Alright, and our first point here is 0. And the reason why this is the first point here is because this is the distance from the center to the circumference. From the center to the circumference is right here. So this is our first point here at 0. Alright, so that's our first point. So the second point now would be since this is the second circle, so this is the circle from C1, right? The center of that circle would be right here, C1, and this is line 1. Good. So this circle C1 touches line 1. The circumference of that circle touches line 1 right here. All right. So this would be our second point. All right. Let me see. Yeah, that's line 1. All right, good. So now this circle, this with center 2. So this circle right here from C2, this is the circumference here, and it touches point 2 here. So this is our next point here. All right. Now this circle here, C3, the circumference of the circle here touches line 3 right here. All right. So that's our next point. Cool. And then from line 4 here, the circumference of the circle from line 4 touches from C4, sorry, touches line 4 right here. All right. And then for C5 here, the circumference of that circle C5 touches line 5 right here. And then for C6, as I said before, C6 is an important point because that would be the center. So that's the center right there. All right. So now all we have to do is to continue going, but I think I plotted the wrong point for point 1. So let me just do this again. I marked point 1 as this point over here, but actually point 1 would be here at that point, because this is the circle, this is the center for that circle, and the circumference is here, and it touches line 1 there. So that would actually be our first point, and the circle from with center C2, the circumference of that circle would actually be here at this point. And then from C3, the circumference would be here at that point. And then for C4, the circumference for that circle would be here, and it touches line 4 there. And then for C5, which is the C5 is here, this is the center, and the circumference of that circle is right here. All right, so this is the importance of labeling our lines and our numbers and our centers, so that we know what is what. All right, so this is the point right here. All right, that looks a lot better. And then for 6, this is 6, and then the point is right here. Nice. All right, so now we just, since we have this, we could just mirror this. We could just can just, instead of doing the next half, we can just press space bar here, and this should work. Let me see. If I click on this here and I select the mirror tool and I click here, right here, all right, and I mirror it like this, it goes back to 12. So just click anywhere down here, and it says if you want to erase the source object. No, we want to keep the source object. All right, so once you get the first half, you can just mirror it, and it gives you the second half, and see it's at all the points where 11 touches 11 right there, so on and so forth. All the points are correct. All right, so once you get the first half, you don't have to go through the struggle of finding the points for the second half. You can just mirror it. All right, so that's how you would go about constructing a cycloid. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, you can drop a like and subscribe for more technical drawing and AutoCAD content. Also, leave a comment in the comment section so I know your thoughts, what you think I should do next, and if you found the video helpful. Thanks for watching, and do have a wonderful day.